Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Mid-Rank Madness. This is a game between riSTE and Psionics on Cactus Valley, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Psionics from Batcom, which sounds like Batman in some way, but I don't know. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is riSTE with a spinning photo of Kerrigan. Picture, I guess, photo artist representation of Kerrigan. I don't know. It's a fictional character. Can you have a photo of a fictional character? I don't know that you can. A photo of a picture, maybe. I don't know. Pool first. Here out of riSTE. I want to say it's riSTE or riSTE. riSTE sounds more French, which is what this could be. But I don't know. I don't know what to say here. We do have a gateway first from Psionics. Going for the gateway expand. There's the assimilator. Then we'll get the expand. Then we'll get the cybernetics core. Then we'll get the other assimilator. All these timings have been written down somewhere. People are following them from how consistently we've been seeing them. Scouting with a probe. The bottom left first to find the Zerg player. Does not see it. This is a one base opening from riSTE, but not actually saturating his extractor until a little bit late. I don't know what his attention was focused on otherwise, as he's not drone scouting at all. But he is sending an overlord out. This probe is going to scout this just in time, I would say. Get here just in time to see the lack of an expansion, just in time to see the early extractor and the early pool, and these first lings pop out. And this will tell Psionics a lot. It will tell him, okay, this is a one base opening. There is gas on the way. There is a spawning pool. This probe dies, but does not die in vain. Does not die in vain. Time to wall it off, and here we go. Coming up, Psionics trying to hold it. Sort of. Is this actually a full wall? No, this seems like you could squeeze through here. And there's the pylon. Okay, so this looks like it's a full wall. Oh, no. Yeah, just checking it with the probe there. Okay, so Link can't get through here. Making a zealot to hold the front. I don't know that you need the zealot. I would wait, honestly, for the cybercore to finish. But the zealot will go ahead and kill some of these lings, depending how the micro comes from riSTE. Expanding behind this is riSTE. So recognizing that you don't really want to go one base all in against Protoss, or else you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So here come the lings. They're going to try to knock down a gateway. At this point, there's really nothing else. They can get in. Holy what? This zealot, attack him, get him. Oh, the lings could have got a surround there. Now he's in perfect position. Bob the Zealot, name stolen from Lag TV. Bob the Zealot is here to take these lings out. Look at him go. Already has a kill, possibly 2 kills. Already has a kill. And these lings just can't quite find a comfortable position in which to hit these gateways without getting shot at by Bob the Zealot. And by shot at, I mean hacked at, because he has Psyblades and doesn't actually have a projectile weapon. Forge coming up from Psionics, and an Adept coming in too. There's the Photon Overcharge. Mothership Core rolls on into the front door here, and the lings are forced away. These early lings have accomplished nothing at this point. Psionics feeling pretty good about himself right about now. Drones are transferring to the natural base, 20 to 20 harvesters, so we're pretty equal when it comes to number of harvesters. Natural base is actually done for riSTE before Psionics, so this early pressure does slow down the Protoss a little bit, but he just has done 0 damage. Literally 0 damage. He killed a probe up here in his main base, but didn't do anything down here in Protoss land, which is going to cause him some problems later on down the road. Have to imagine. Evolution Chamber on the way. Roach Warren coming up too. Early Evolution Chamber usually means Drop Lord action of some kind. Again, the lings now have speed, but it doesn't help them at all. Fast lings can't knock down walls any faster. Mothership Core and an Adept and a cannon. Just maybe overkill a little bit, but you don't know how many lings your opponent is going to make. You don't know if it's going to be a Baneling follow-up. Protoss player is playing completely in the dark right now. But I actually, yes, these lings are down here in position to wait for a Drop Lord. So maybe dropping lings in here to the natural base, away from the cannon, away from that pylon. There are no pylons down here in this natural base. This could actually be pretty effective for riSTE. Unfortunately, this is a slow overlord. So slow. Dark Shrine on the way from Psionics and a robotics facility at 4 minutes. So taking up to 2 separate things here, which could be like a Archon Immortal sort of a thing. Could definitely be what we're planning on doing from Psionics, but I will let him decide what he wants to do at this point in time. Lings hanging out. There's the Drop Lord. Okay, so finally we get the Drop Lord morph in. A couple Spore Crawlers coming up in both of the mineral lines for riSTE. Again, just super smart, dude. Super smart. You don't know what your opponent's doing. Getting detection and anti-air is going to be your priority. Are going to be your priorities. A third base would probably be pretty good as well. I mean, you know your opponent has an expansion and is pretty walled in right now. Isn't planning on moving out anytime soon, so So what I'm trying to say is go for a third base to try to keep ahead of the macro, but I guess you could also do this sort of a thing and try to kill your opponent who's macroing really hard. So Ling at the front, trying to distract a little bit while these 8-lings drop in the back one by one by one by one. Mothership Core goes out to deal with this Ling and is not going to be home for quite some time. If the Ling's okay into this natural base, goodbye. A couple probes at least. And trying to get that, going inside the main. There we go. There is a pylon here, though, covering it. Covering this area, making a cannon a little bit too late here. Probes forced to fight for their lives. There's the photon overcharge combo with the probes, and all the Lings do get cleaned out. So 9 probes have died. Is that 8 total? That was 8 total probes that got killed there. That's a lot of dead probes. But, however, Psionics is still up, 32 to 28 harvesters. I mean, sacrificed a lot of workers to make that happen. Did riSTE. He's got Ravagers, he's got Roaches, and Lings here too. So here's the problem. If as a Zerg player you're going to be aggressive, you're really sacrificing a lot of your macro potential to do this kind of a thing. So you need to do damage. And, okay, there was damage done, right? Resources lost here by the Protoss player, 450. That's a lot. That's a lot of early probes to be certain. But apparently not enough. Warp Prism is here. Dark Templar, warping in. Are they going to be... I don't think they're going to be turned into Archons. They just load back into the Warp Prism, and they're heading on up. There are Lings. There are Spore Crawlers here. Yeah, I think riSTE knows exactly what he's dealing with. Detection, anti-air, Roaches, Ravagers, Lings. Pretty good combination for anything the Protoss can throw at you at this stage in the game. So Warp Prism trying to sneak up into the main base. Sees the Spore Crawler. Tries to avoid it. Gets some shots done anyway. Get in there. Why did you leave? Where is the entire army? Where did you think there was going to be? All right, so DTs take out the Spore Crawler. There's another Spore here, though, and he's going to go for it. Lings. No, he decides to back on out and get picked up by the Warp Prism. Yeah, too many Roaches, too many Ravagers. They were here. I don't understand where they went. Why they went to the natural base I don't see why they would do that. Warp Prism, maybe it was late. He figured it would switch tactics or something, but third base on the way for riSTE. Almost about to finish. Archons, Archons for Psionics instead of Dark Templar. This is 3 Ravagers, a bunch of Roaches, a bunch of Lings. I feel like riSTE is ready for this. I don't think he prepared for it specifically, but he's ready nonetheless. So 3 Dark Templar are going to go to the natural base while Archon dropping in the main. I love this double-pronged assault out of Psionics. Spore Crawler at the front, making a lair here in the natural base as well. DT's waltzing right on in and going for it while the Archon's dropping in the mineral line. The army leaves the Archons going after the Dark Templar and then backing out. Again, they don't know what to do. riSTE is incredibly confused at this point. Oh, the Warp Prism gets taken out by the Spore Crawler. A bit of bad luck there from the Protoss player. Dark Templar still ruining stuff in this natural base. They're trying to take down the lair, which seems like a poor choice. They should have run as they're completely dead now. But, yeah, that's 14 drones that have been killed. It's 19 drones to 42 probes right now in favor of the Protoss player. On 2 bases, pretty happily. On 3 bases is riSTE, but lost a bunch of drones. Has made a bunch of units, hasn't really done anything with them, but successfully do I want to say successfully defend when he lost 14 drones there? Just, you got to split your units. Your opponent split his units. Send the Lings down to deal with the Dark Templar. You have enough detection to deal with that. Use the Roaches and Ravagers against the Archons up here. That's a better choice. I feel like that's exactly what we should have done. Instead, he kind of F2 moved back and forth and didn't really decide what he wanted to do until it was too late. He's lucky that the Spore Crawler took down the Warp Prism. Otherwise, I feel like that attack would have done much more damage than it did. A Spine Crawler coming up behind the mineral line. Lings going for another drop here from the third base location of Psionics, which is not a third base yet, but it could be. It definitely could be. Fast Lord with drop ability coming in here to the base. Photon Overcharge, a bunch of Zealots and Immortals shutting that down. Corrosive Biles trying to land on the Ravagers. Roaches trying to do some stuff. They actually kill Unadepts, but lose Roaches and Ravagers in the process. That Photon Overcharge pylon has 4 kills. Pretty darn efficient. Trying to Corrosive Bile with 2 Ravagers to take down, I guess, this Warp Gate. Seems fine, but this is a lot of Sentries and Immortals out of Psionics and Zealots. I don't know. I don't know if riSTE has enough to deal with that with just these 5 Ravagers. Corrosive Biles are landing, trying to kill this Gateway, which is unpowered. I think maybe you should go for the one that is powered if you're going to choose, but this is totally fine. I guess just, 28 Lings just popped into existence for riSTE. He's going to come down and try to supplement this with a million Zerglings. The number of Zealots on the ground seem to make that a bit of a bad idea. There are 8 full Zealots on the ground, and one of those can take out 4 Lings, even without any upgrades. which is pretty amazing stuff. Trying to deal with these Ravagers with Sentries and Immortals. Not great. I mean, as the Immortals don't do extra damage versus Ravagers, and the Sentries don't really hurt them either, as it turns out. Probe tries to expand, possibly? I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was, but riSTE has set up a bit of a nice contain here on Psionics. He is taking out 2 gateways. This is way more effective than I think this has any right to be. Lings rolling in, taking out a cannon. Pull back. Oh no, the Lings got trapped by force fields. Oh, the Lings are getting absolutely destroyed, like 4 of them. Managed to escape. 69 Lings have died to this point. Corrosive Bile trying to hit that Warp Prism, but Warp Prism moving up here does force riSTE back. Excellent job there by Psionics, recognizing he can kind of get the Zerg player to retreat and get away from this siege section, the siege mode that he's in, by just sending a Warp Prism north. He doesn't even have to do anything with it. Right now, he forced everybody back from the Zerg army, and then he can pretty much turn around and go home if he wants, or if he wants to try to do an attack. I guess that would buy him some additional time, but Psionics does not want to expand. Not even a tiny bit. He's moving up with all of his sentries. He has 6 sentries here. He's got several Immortals, 3, 4, 5 Immortals in this section as well. Still has those 8 Zealots. Plus 1 attack is done on the Zealots, which means they 2-shot Lings at this point in time, assuming the Lings don't have +1 armor, and they do not. They have +1 attack, which is great. Ultralisk then coming in from riSTE. I love this decision, but it might be a little bit too late. A little bit too late. This third base, I don't know if there's any saving it, honestly. riSTE's entire army is inside the main, waiting for that Warp Prism to do some stuff. And Psionics decides to go for the third. He was going for the natural, then he changed his mind and went right for this third base. There is nothing to defend this at all. There's a single queen. She's dead. She's immediately dead. The army pulling back to try to save the third. Warp Prism might have been waiting for this, though. Warp Prism could go in. Man, that third base is gone. Immortals do so much damage versus buildings. It's obscene. Spine Crawler, boop, tries to morph in, but no. Drones getting massacred as well. Warp Prism could actually do some good jobs here in the main base, but instead decides to move on over and help out this army and the third base. So pro tip there, you had your Warp Prism where you wanted it. Just warping in like 4 or 5 Zealots would have wrecked this mineral line. There's a single Spine Crawler, not enough to stop that. Lurker Den morphing in here for Psionics, and here we go. Zealots, Archons, Guardian Shield, Immortals in here as well. Corrosive Biles are trying to kill Force Field. Spine Crawler doing some good work for riSTE, actually. Hydra's popping out just in time for riSTE. Can this hold? And Lings right on top of sentries, not where they want to be. Hydra's taking down Immortals. DT is trying to kill the Spore Crawler, and they do, but there are a bunch of Overseers in the sky, so that doesn't really matter all that much. These Immortals, though, man, 5 kills on the one, but Hydra Roach pretty good against Immortal, and riSTE manages to hold that one. He's down to 31 drones, though, compared to 43 probes. For Psionics, Psionics is taking a third base. He did take one behind that attack. Some Zealots here to deal with Roach Hydra, but especially with Ling support, it's not a great idea. Oh, warped in some more Zealots. I don't know about this. I understand that they can kill the Lings very easily, but the Lings are providing a nice buffer, allowing the Hydras and Roaches to hit them without repercussion, and there we go. I mean, that's a lot of dead Zealots. 26 dead Zealots. There's a lot. 98 dead Lings here as well. A hatchery gone. That third base getting lost was a big deal for the Zerg player, and drone kills. Also, not a wonderful position to be in. 29 lost drones to this point. 8,000 resources lost for the Zerg player, and about 10,000 lost for the Protoss. So both players are actually taking some solid punches to the face right now in this diamond level matchup, which is good. This is what we want to see. We want to see back and forth action. Lings coming into Psionics third base. It's completely unprotected. What is happening? +1 Lings having a field day with those probes. 16 probes have now been lost. Some Zealots come in to deal with them. The Lings decide to retreat rather than engage, which is a very smart move, as they had about the same number of Lings as Zealots that showed up, which is not a good place to be if you are a Zergling. Templar Archives on the way for Psionics. I guess that would have to be for Storm at this point. He already has access to Archons. Yeah, I don't know what else that would be for, really. Lurker Den is done for riSTE. He's actually morphing in 4 Lurkers right now. At his front door, he's got Overseers. He's got himself a Spine Crawler as well. So Lurker, the Immortals, we've seen Immortals pretty much eat through Lurkers like they are made of tissue paper. So depending on how many Immortals there are, what their upgrades are, and what their positioning is, this could go very well for Psionics, or it could go poorly if he kind of walks over them without detection available. These guys will take extra damage from the Lurkers, and once you're dead, it's hard to kill things as it turns out. Stargate on the way from Psionics. Heading on down south, we've got Lurkers, we've got Roaches, we've got Zerglings. Dun, 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 dun. Here comes riSTE for the counter attack. At this point in time, yep, Storm on the way from Psionics. And here we go, Ling. The Lurkers are trying to set up, there we go, just out of range of this army, getting a single spine off, pushing Psionics back. Oh, the Lurkers could set up right about here. The army would have a hard time dealing with this while the third base goes down. Lurkers need to burrow now. There we go. There's the burrow. Psionics has nothing to do with those guys at all. Every time the Lurkers burrow, the army runs. Lurkers do burrow themselves right on top of this third base. Psionics is going to lose the third. Yeah, the probes don't even try running at this point at all. 38, 39 probes have died. It's 37 to 24 harvesters right now. Psionics in a lot of trouble. Stuck on 2 bases. riSTE has 3 bases. He's not doing anything with his third base, but it is there. It is there, and that's kind of a big deal. Lurkers, are they trying to go for it here? They are. They're going for it. Lurkers blanket storms, though, all over these hiders, all over these roaches. The Immortals are focusing on the Lurkers fairly well with the Observer overhead, and wow! Psionics making it happen there. Pushing and morphing an Archon along with his army. That's always a fun animation when they're getting pushed by friendly units to the front, and suddenly it's 92 to 65 total supply. Psionics has the lead. He obliterated that army with Storm, with Immortals. 4 kills on that Immortal, 3 kills, 4 kills on those dudes. Zealots here. Templar hasn't. How does the Templar have no kill? 4 kills on that one, and the Templar they're not getting credit for much. I suppose the ones that threw the storms down are now this Archon, which makes a little bit of sense, but very sparse army for riSTE right now. He's trying to make Ravagers. He's just not doing a good job droning, is what he's doing. He's not droning while he's attacking. He has idle workers up here. Dude, diamond level, come on. Come on, riSTE, get your drones over to that third base. It's not fully saturated yet. You could send these over and get it to full saturation, maybe make a couple extractors as well for that extra gas if y'all wanted. Third base being replanted by Psionics and an infestation pit on the way from riSTE. There we go. Drones coming over. 30 seconds too late, but you know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in StarCraft 2. I can understand that kind of lapse of attention on one crucial aspect of this game. So oversaturated at the third base now, which is totally fair enough. If we go for a fourth base, this army for Psionics is just really scary, though. I feel like if he marches up, he kind of just wins right now. I mean, the Zerg player has 4 Roaches, 3 Lurkers, and 5 Ravagers versus 3 Immortals, 12 Zealots, 2 Archons, 6 High Templar, and 5 Sentries. I mean, army supply definitely favoring right now for the Protoss player. It's 43 to 24 harvesters. riSTE has the lead that way, but again, he's effectively only mining from his second and third bases. He doesn't have anything at his main base anymore. Okay, he has 60 gas left at his main base, which is not a whole lot. Upgrades, working on +1 ground carapace. Seems a little bit late for that, but again, this game has been pretty non-stop. Pretty non-stop to this point. Scantipede, recognizing the Protoss army is coming here, threatening this third base. Is Psionics. Can riSTE get out? Can he save it? His Lurkers are in the completely wrong position to save this. Here come the Hydras. Here come the Ravagers. Corrosive Biles need to kill these force fields that just popped up. The third base is gone, though. Again, the Protoss army just annihilating that third base like it doesn't even exist. Roaches. 1 Roach gets caught by force fields. Maybe overusing force fields a little bit. Oh, he's going in. There are Lurkers here, and he doesn't care. Focusing on everything. The Lurker's getting killed first. I'm not sure if that's focus fire or what, but Immortals in the back. Make sure the Roaches just don't have anything to do with this battle. But somehow, are there enough Hydras? Are there enough Ravagers to do this? And yes, riSTE manages to do it. He lost all of his Lurkers. He only has 5 Roaches and 4 Ravagers remaining, but that was enough, combined with 4 Ultralisks, to win that battle. These players, man, they are winning battles by the skin of their teeth. At least the Zerg player is. I feel like maybe Protoss player on defense is doing better than the Zerg player is on defense, but on offense, riSTE losing most of his army to any straight-up confrontation with the army of Psionics. And somehow Psionics is down to approximately nothing. He's got 6 Zealots, 2 Templar. He's not floating very much money. He's had a hard time keeping his probe count up. He's lost 39 probes in this game, as you can see. riSTE trying to move in with his dudes that are +1/+1, making additional Ravagers, which is a great choice as it instantly heals Roaches. Right, 18 hit points on this Roach. Ravager Cocoon pops it. He's got 120. Ta-da! It's a magic trick. I don't know. I've always kind of felt like it doesn't make any sense to fully heal something because you morphed it. It should morph into like the same hit points as you saw on the Roach, but whatever. I'm a Zerg player, not going to complain too loud about that. riSTE moving in, trying to sneak past that pylon at the front of the natural base and go after the third. There are some Zealots here and a couple Templar and an Immortal. I'm not sure if it's enough. Storms again on the Ravagers and the Hydralisks. Hydralisks are all gone if there were any in the first place. Ravagers trying to hold on. Corrosive Biles actually hitting an Immortal there. The Archon toasts as well. Mothership Core in the sky trying to kill these Ravagers. Corrosive Bile trying to kill it. Can't quite pull it off. There it is. Got it. Got it with another Corrosive Bile. There are only 3 Ravagers here, shutting down the third base of Psionics. A warping of Zealots to deal with these dudes. Can they get all of them? I feel like that's enough. That's enough Zealots to chase these dudes away. Anyway, riSTE again has a bunch of idle drones here at his natural base. His third, what happened? Yeah, we replanted his third, and he's got his fourth up, which is super oversaturated. But he could move his drones over to his third base if and he wanted to. Zealots coming back to protect the third. Again, there's not a lot here. Not a lot here for Psionics. He's got 5 Zealots, an Immortal, and 2 Warp Prisms, which not super duper useful if you're starving for minerals and gas right now. So fourth base, happily mining for riSTE. Third base, again, still has... Okay, 8 workers have transferred over to this third base. It's 38 to 26 Harvesters. This is turning into a low econ. A low econ game. Psionics heading on up to this fourth base with a single Zealot just to see if it's there. And, hey, Merry Christmas to me. Unprotected drones. Let's get these dudes. I got +1 attack. I got +1 armor. How many of these can I kill? The answer is 1, 2... And then a bunch of Lings and Roaches show up and he gets evaporated. So, Psionics knows there's a fourth base up for riSTE right now. Knows the third base is probably back as well. He's making a fourth base of his own. Is Psionics. And we've got Hydra, Ling, Roach, Ravager. Just ragtag armies for riSTE. I don't feel like it's had an army over like 100 supply this entire game. Honestly, I don't. Maybe the one with the Lurkers and all the Hydras and the Roaches and Lings, possibly that one. But I don't know. High Templar waiting patiently, cloaks flapping in the breeze as they hover over the ground. High Templar are actually pretty cool, man. They are pretty dead cool. Oh, here they come. Where are they going? Why are they pulling back? Now they just wanted to make me lose my focus. Ultralisk Cavern on the way from riSTE. That's a lot of fun. Lings coming down to the bottom left side of this map to see if there are any nexuses here. There are not. I like this. I like scouting additional bases on maps like this to make sure your opponent doesn't have a ninja expand, which is a lesson we learned in Into the Void last week, didn't we, ladies and gentlemen? Holy smokes. If you didn't see that one, go check it out. It's the most recent Into the Void cast. I believe it's about a silver bronze-ish level as Lings roll into the third base of Psionics, killing more probes. 51 probes have lost their lives in this game so far. Psionics is down to 25, but yeah, the point is it was a very interesting game where one player got away with about 8 ninja expands before the other player saw what was going on. I mean, it's... Into the Void has some crazy stuff, you guys. I really recommend you watch those ones. Chitinous plating on the way from riSTE. Zerglings have +1/+1 still. +2 attack is on the way. The first Ultralisk is coming out as well. I don't know that you want to do Ultras with the Immortals that are out. I guess there are only 2, not really enough, and Storm doesn't do anything to Ultralisks, just kind of tickles them. Zealots better against Ultras than you would expect, but still not exactly the solve all problem button for Protoss on that one. You really want Immortals, or Void Rays, or, you know, air stuff is also pretty good against those dudes. Third base happily mining for Psionics. Fourth base and third base killing it for riSTE. Only has 39 Harvesters still. He still is just... So here's how it works for Zerg, you guys. I mean, this guy's Diamond. He should know this, but you send a little unit down here to scout out when the Protoss army is moving. If there is no Protoss army moving out, you drone. You drone so hard. Yes, 8 drones coming in for riSTE. Exactly like that. Drone, expand. Once the Protoss army is moving, if your injects have been kept up, and they should be at this level, you can then pump out a giant army. Having a giant army sitting here doing nothing for you is terrible. It is terrible for Zerg. These should all be drones, and then you could pop out 100 Ultras and 100 Hydras and 100 Zerglings, which is probably more than the max supply cap allows, but you can do that really fast as Zerg. By the time the army moves up, you can get a pretty big army out to defend. So having a big army at this point in the game does feel nice, but you just don't need it until you're pretty much saturated on workers around 70 to 80 workers or so. So it is taking a 5th base along the middle right side here. I'm liking this. Out of riSTE, the 4th base is up and running for Psionics very happily at the same time. So moving out, time to go for riSTE. It's time to go. Time to go. +2 melee attack should be done by the time these guys arrive at their Protoss destination, which means the Ultras will be better, the Lings will be better. He has a hive. Is he getting adrenal glands? Nope. Does not want to increase the attack speed of his Lings, even though he has a bunch of them. He has 24. That'd be a helpful and a useful upgrade. Melee attack is done, and he's going. riSTE was waiting for that. Coming into this 4th base of Psionics, there are cannons on the way, but they're not done yet, and they are dead. Lings rolling right on in, trying to take down this Nexus. Pylons dying immediately, running out of the range of Storm. Lurkers have set up shop. Storm's on top of the Ultras. Again, they don't care. They just don't. The Lings are getting evaporated. That's a problem, but the Lurkers have set up shop on this 4th base. Psionics is going to lose this 4th, ladies and gentlemen. 137 and 90. Total supply. The 4th base is gone. That income is gone. For Psionics down to 29 probes. Has lost 66 probes in this game so far. 31 have been lost by riSTE, but that's a lot. Lurker, Ultra, Hydra, and a Viper for Blinding Cloud, maybe? Abduct, possibly, on one of the Immortals. I don't know, but pulling back. riSTE kills the 4th base, pulls back to the center Zelnaga Watchtower, leaves it alone, comes back down the center pathway. He's going after this natural now, or this 3rd. It's a really narrow choke that does benefit the Protoss player quite a bit. I feel like riSTE should come along this left side, take down this 3rd base instead, but okay, he's moving in. He's got his Ravagers, he's got his Roaches. He's trying to kill these Pylons first, as Photon Overcharge is pretty much still a big threat. Lurkers trying to kill what they can. There's the Photon Overcharge. Doesn't kill anything as riSTE is just waiting for it to disappear. This Lurker's in range of that Pylon, actually. One of the Pylons. Not the Photon Overcharge one, but that next door is going to die. As it does, Lurker trying to sneak up here. Just trying to sneak Lurkers up. Try to kill Pylons, and coming in the Protoss army. Nope, backs on out. Forward stuff is gone by Psionics. Great patience on display here from riSTE, and the Zealots going for it. Storm on top of everything. Immortals getting hit directly by Ultras. Not what you want to see at all. Hallucinated Colossus in, but it's not enough. Roaches and Hydras, that's going to be all she wrote for the Protoss player, winning that battle with the Ultras doing the tanking, the Hydras doing the damage, and that's it. A good game out of Psionics. A good game from riSTE. riSTE is victorious, and Psionics has left the game. riSTE says fun game after it was over. Yes, it was a fun game, riSTE. There's a really recent thing of people not wanting to leave after your opponent has left the game. So riSTE gets the win. He gets the win despite some problems in this game. But again, if it was a perfect game, he'd be a pro and he wouldn't be in Diamond, right? This is just kind of mid-level stuff is how this works. So good job by Zerg getting the win. The upgrades were hugely important. Oh, wait, what? Oh yeah, the Ultras have 5 armor, +2 attack. Hydras only have +1/+1, which is pretty abysmal for 27 minutes into the game. But he did have the bigger army. I like how he ended the game with 46 workers. It's better than the 30 that he was rolling with most of the time. And yeah, the Storms on the Ultras, like I said, they just ate it like champ. The Immortals were in the front in that last battle, which is not where you want them to be. You want them in the back, but I'm not sure how much of a difference it actually made. The army was just bigger. Just bigger for riSTE. I did like the hallucinated Colossus, though. That was cool. Got to see more of that. It was kind of a futile effort in this particular battle, but otherwise pretty fantastic. But that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
as one. From order we find justice. Our duty is unending. I feel your presence. We are as one. I sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Inshallah, adu. The path of ascension is before us. Our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. I sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. I sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. I sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. Kalarulas. Naranulas. Antaranas. Naslaran. Kinalatu. Casar di Templare. Daramanaka. Oshara Sashina. Kinala tu.